Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of What's Hot? Mike at Anglers with Roger here. This is very exciting, although every week we say it's the most exciting week. This is possibly the most exciting week of What's Hot. So very few times do we actually have a full line of lures that came out. So 13 Fishing, which you probably know from their ball bearing less bait casting reels and high contrast combo colors. They actually came out with a full line of lures. Fits really well into what we do for snakehead, striped bass, regular bass, all that kind of stuff. So we are going to highlight those lures. They just came in here, and really this is probably for us and for this time of year, striped bass sure, but a lot of really great snakehead, pickerel type action in here. So let's start with the kind of the most exciting first.
Yeah, so the motorboat, the name, awesome. Comes in two different sizes. It's what we got here is basically a buzz on the back of it. Sorry, is that better? Yeah. Buzz on the back of it. Good for pickerel, snakehead, that kind of stuff. Again, two different sizes. Comes in colors like whitey tighties. What was that one?
OG Sour.
OG Sour.
And Blueberry Yum Yum.
Yeah, Blueberry Yum Yum. That's what
so that's a cool prop bait, rigged weedless. You can throw it basically anywhere.
Yeah.
I just fished it yesterday. Has a really nice soft action on it. You can do a lot of different things with that bait. So, and the color patterns are really cool on that. So definitely excited for that. So I guess while we're just staying in the realm of plastics, talk real quick about some of these. So they have 13 fishing baits, and then they have coalition baits, which are just kind of like nicer swim baits and stuff. So we have a few here. We have a bluegill. We have a couple of little shads here. So these are your higher end swim baits, but as you can tell here, we have this one pre-rigged, and it's also completely hollow. There's actually a place here for the weight, and it is actually channeled out on the top. So you could see when I just had it hooked up, that hook is actually completely weedless.
Totally weedless.
I'm not doing anything special or funny that, you know, is hooking this in. It's literally just sitting like that. So all of these are channeled like that, which is really cool. Creates a very realistic bait for sure. So definitely want to check those out.
So I'll go to the dual pitch. So this is just kind of like a walk the dog style bait. The color on this I like a lot. It's got that gunmetal gray bottom. So if fish are looking up at it, like it's top water bait, so they're going to be looking up at it. That's going to stand out a lot for them. They can see that dark bottom, good contrast there. Comes in a couple different colors as well.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, how can you not buy that?
A little glitter on the side of it.
The disco shad?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Glitter on glitter on glitter.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that bait. Also, when we were playing with those, I haven't fished that yet, but it has what feels like two very big bell rattles. So it's a real solid pitch on it.
Yeah.
So moving on, we have our flash bangs here. So these are really, really cool. These are little perch jigs and probably more marketed toward ice fishermen, but I think for casting or jigging off your dock or anything, these are great little baits. They've got really good saltwater hooks on them. They actually rattle. So you can jig them, you can cast and retrieve, and you probably saw them there. They actually have little glow sticks that'll go in them, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Again, with the names and things like that, I think we have unicorn tears here and radioactive pickles and some other fun stuff there. But the color patterns are also really attractive, really, really good looking. They're definitely baits that you feel like have to catch fish.
Yeah.
Because it looks so good.
That's something I want to take around the Bay Bridge filings for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Moving on, we'll talk a little bit about the frogs. So they have the trash panda. They have the popping trash panda. So that's got a little cup on the front of it. And then the walking trash panda, which is just kind of like your normal, almost like a scum frog kind of. What I like about these, when you feel them, the rubber on them feels like quality rubber. It's not going to fall apart like the first time you catch a fish on it.
The tinsel, same way.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Looks like they really took their time with this.
Yeah.
Paid attention to detail.
They say it's a custom 4-aught hook. I don't know whose, but again, it feels very solid. Feels really well made.
Yeah.
And I haven't fished those yet, but even like the belly color on this too, it's just a nice vibrant blue. It's really nice looking.
You don't see stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, very hot. So then we have the Churro Swim bait here, and so this is, they call it 5 3/4. I feel like it looks, or 4 3/4. It looks more like a 5-inch bait. And from the looks of it, it looks like just a really heavy paddle tail. A couple really neat features. So first off, this is a very soft body, and actually has a very soft tail. So while this looks like something you would almost troll or put a heavy weight behind, this tail is very flexible, and it actually kind of has a wobble over effect as opposed to a tail pushing. So it, even though it's big, it's really a great shallow water finesse bait. When you actually put a spring lock on this, you can see the double joint. I was fishing this yesterday, and it will actually get really nice full body motion with very little action, very little retrieve. So definitely way different than I think it looks from the outside, but really cool. Also has tracks in it for your hooks and everything. So really nice looking baits, all ridged. They come in these 3 colors that we're carrying right now, but those are really cool baits for having a big profile, but doing finesse type fishing.
Yep. So then we also have these craws here. It's called the Wobble Craw. It has a rabbit ear tail is what they call. So basically the claws on them, yeah, that's better. The claws on them are almost like little paddle tails.
Yeah.
With this, I would Ned rig that probably, or fish it on a Carolina rig, or you could do anything with that.
They're very, very good looking.
And again, comes in colors like gill pickle.
Excellent bait. So next thing I want to touch on are, this is actually probably my favorite of all the plastics they came out with. So this is called My Name is Jeff.
It's literally the name of the lure.
Yes, that is actually the name of the lure, so I don't want to try and confuse anybody. You can see very cool color patterns there. And a very tiny paddle tail on these guys. So big thing here is these are actually hollow baits. So I fished this yesterday too, as well, with a a weighted spring lock hook. Because of the small paddle tail, almost no movement, and that tail's moving. So you can do very slow retrieves, little jerks because of the floating ability of that hollow along with the weight. Just gets really nice darting action. You can dart it around, you can straight retrieve it, you can let it sink and bring it back up. It all looks really good. Every different type of approach I took or retrieve all looked really, really good. I'm definitely excited to fish these a lot more. So this would be one of the other colors we have on those. So that's a very exciting lure, right around like that 4-inch range. So really good all around bait. And then I guess you ran out of baits to talk about. So
back to you.
So this is the Vertigo minnow, and we were just talking about, this is kind of more of like your drop shot, finesse type thing. So nice. So you can rig it like this. You can just rig it straight through the head on there. Yeah. Same thing, like these has a nice smaller paddle tail. It's going to get a lot of action for you. So there's a number of different ways we could fish this.
Yeah.
And we really haven't even played around with it that much. So we look forward to testing these out and getting these on the water. They're going to be really great. So I think that actually wraps it up for this week's of What's Hot. Definitely check out all these new 13 Fishing and Coalition baits. They're really, really cool looking. And check us out next week on Monday for our next What's Hot. And all our previous episodes, along with all the other wonderful things we do here at Anglers, you can see at www.anglersannapolis.com. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.